Hi everyone, my name is Mingyu Ko, a PhD student from Duke University Department of Pharmacology. I'm also a recipient of 2024 PhRMA Foundation's Predoctoral Fellowship in Drug Discovery. Since my dad is a physician, I get interested in disease and drug treatment when I was little. But it was not until when I was 15 I came across a book called The Way Life Works. Authors use interesting illustrations. They draw proteins and DNAs into like small creatures or robots. They actually work together to achieve complex molecular mechanisms, such as how DNA replicates or how DNA transcribed. So that really intrigues me to find out what's the role of those proteins in our physiological mechanisms. So in my funded project, we're focusing on prostate cancer. It's one of the most commonly diagnosed cancer type in the States. It's also one of the leading cause of deaths in cancer types. So in the standard of care for prostate cancers, we are targeting androgens or male hormone signaling. Actually, male hormones play a critical role in early stage prostate cancer development. So in early stage, prostate cancer patients will receive a thing so-called hormone therapy. The ultimate goal is to lower the androgen levels in prostate cancer cells. So although these hormone therapies have effects in the beginning, eventually cells will get resistance to the treatments. So that means although you lower the androgen levels, at the end of the day, tumor cells will still relapse. So indicating that cells can still thrive under extreme low levels of androgen levels. So our lab discovered that, interestingly, low levels of androgens can activate mTOR protein. And through finding out how low levels of androgens is involved in this mTOR signaling, we aim to find a specific target in this signaling in order to inhibit this prostate cancer resistance. Writing grant actually helped me have a better overview of my project. Like my advisor always told me that you need to see your project from 30,000 feet. You need to know what's the background of your project and then what's your contributions and how ultimately will your results lead you to. And apart from that, since I'm an international student, and PhRMA Foundation Fellowship is one of the very few choices for international students in the States if they are interested in grant applications. So this PhRMA Foundation grant really fostered me and gave me a lot of motivations in my future science career achievements. In my previous lab, when I first entered lab as an undergrad, one of the senior graduate students told me a sentence I still remember still today, that is, the devil is in the details. It's a more practical advice. It's like when you are doing experiment in the long term, you'll find out most of the times the results won't work out as you anticipated. In these details, maybe you can find that, well, you kind of mess up something, so you get a wrong result, you cannot reproduce your previous one. But if you get everything right and the result still doesn't fit your hypothesis, that's more interesting as well. Actually, you can accidentally find a new branch, a whole new field that's left for you to discover. Generally, I want to become a molecular oncologist since cancer is still a pretty big field left for us to discover. In addition to that, I'm interested in translational medicine, such so-called bench-to-bedside science. Even if we find something interesting in the lab, but we're not sure whether it works on patients or not. So through collaborations with hospital or clinical organizations, we have better chance of connecting, bridging up the lab science and the clinical science.